Fierce. Downright Fierce. Downright Fierce.
I'm a guitar player. I've been playing for over 25 years now, and I have close to 10 years experience in the music instrument retail business. And I love pedals. The fact that you can plug a guitar into a pedal, maybe one that you've never played before or even heard of before, and the things that can come out of that. The ideas, the riffs, even the songs. It's a really cool feeling. Now, I'm also a single dad. I've got two crazy little boys at home, so as you can imagine, I don't get too much time to go visit my local store to check out all the latest gear. And when I do, I have to deal with the chaos of the music store. All the noise and sales pitches. Maybe they don't have what I'm looking for. Plus, we gotta deal with a bunch of people butchering Metallica riffs all day. And I subscribe to boxes like Loot Crate, Slam Crate, things like that, because I love the feeling of coming home and seeing that box right there on my front porch, not knowing what's inside. That feeling of excitement and surprise of, I don't know what I'm getting this time. It's kind of like Christmas morning, right there on my doorstep. So I thought, what if I could get a brand new guitar pedal sent to me every month, made by the top pedal manufacturers in the business? And the cost would be less than I would pay online or in the store. But what if I didn't know what pedal it was going to be? A guitar pedal subscription box. Stomp box. And I thought, man, if somebody could do that and do it right, that would be really cool and definitely be something that I personally would sign up for. So, I decided to do it right. Stompbox gives players the opportunity to get a pedal experience that they wouldn't get at their local store, and combines that with the surprise and the excitement and the wow factor of a subscription box. We here at Stompbox, we want you to stop chasing tone. Let us bring it to you. Because who knows, that brand new song?
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Downright Fierce Gaming, America's best New Year, New Me podcast. My name is Josh Asencio. With me is...
I'm Schuyler Germain.
And...
My name's Tim Hosey.
And Schuyler, you look really short. You gotta boost up that chair a little bit.
I mean, maybe I am really short.
There's a... It's on the other... You got the... There you go. There you go. We're three big boys. Three big boys. Hi. Sorry, as per Downright Fierce usual, things were falling apart before the episode started. So
well, I'm here, which probably compounded the issues. We call them technical difficulties in my community, so I probably compounded the problem.
So you're the new Brandon Akers. I know you don't know who that is, but when he's around,
I'm Brandon Akers.
When he's around, everything falls apart, like a Three Dog Night song. Yeah, everything falls apart.
That's
count on that.
That's a classic.
I was like stuttering over it because I'm trying to remember. I'm like 90s band.
Your premier music podcast.
Yep, there we go. Okay, so video games and stuff. Cool. We're gonna start with Fierce News, which of course is brought to you by MC Lars. Make sure you check out MC Lars's Patreon page at patreon.com/MC Lars. Now, I love him. He's so good. I gotta email him because he's a buddy of mine. I just email. I got his email. I could call him if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
he's on
pick
tour.
him no matter what.
You know, but I gotta email him because.
But okay.
First one of the year. He's supposed to have been done with the song by now. He's writing a theme song for the show. He's supposed to have been done, and he's not, and I'm upset at him. So I have to have like one of those difficult friend talks. You know?
Blow up his phone.
Yeah, you know what? I bet you that's the best way to get his attention. You just blow up his phone.
He's a busy dude, though.
He is. He's like touring right now with Mega Ran and stuff.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
Yeah.
What, did he do MagFest?
I don't know.
Because I know Schaefer the Dark Lord and...
he was on tour with them.
Yeah, and I know that Lex the Lexicon Artist was at MagFest as well, and they all did a set together. I don't know if MC Lars was in there.
I think he was. He was. It sounds familiar.
Good mix.
So Fierce News, you know about Fierce News. You do not know about Fierce News.
I'm new to the show.
Completely new, yeah.
I am honored to be a guest here. So thank you
I'm
for
honored to have
me.
you.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
Actually, you know what? Before we go into Fierce News, why don't you just share a little bit about yourself, plug your stuff, and say your things.
So I am a live streamer over on Mixer, which is Microsoft's live streaming platform, as well as I restream over to Twitch. I create gaming content in a variety of different games. I play everything from Fortnite to The Sims. You name it, I'm all over the place. I have probably one of the best communities. I definitely have one of the best communities on the internet.
Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks.
What? Really?
All right.
Yeah.
Downright fiercers. Apparently, we don't have a name yet, but apparently, fucking Big Pants Tim over here, big swinging dick Tim over here is like, oh, you know what?
flex it.
Fuck everybody
I don't care.
else.
I don't
Like,
care.
I'm the
I don't
best.
care.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
just sad that you already took this episode's one weird flex. Since that would have been so good.
So the arcade is the community of the Insert Coin Theater, and you can find us on Mixer at mixer.com/InsertCoinTheater, and you can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/InsertCoinTim.
And one day I will have somebody working the computer and a graphic would have appeared right when he said you can find me,
Someday.
and then it just appears right there, just like super cool. By the way, I noticed we have some of your fans in Twitch.
Yeah, Andy and Chucko are hanging out.
Cool.
I wouldn't call them fans as much as bullies. No, I'm just kidding. I love them to death. They're great. They're good buddies of mine.
I
So.
don't know. From what I've heard, definitely bullies.
I think we might have the best fans though, and I know you guys won't get the reference, but Lauren Brown in our Facebook chat says, which by the way is facebook.com/DownRideFearsGaming, says, no offense, but the guy on the right, which is you, because it's our
Oh no,
left,
I don't want to hear this.
looks like a whiter Jacob Alexander Plick III, which is a former like host on the show, and oh my god, yes you do. He's a good-looking dude.
I'm half Mexican. Granted, I see the light of day about, a couple times a week, so that might explain it.
He's a good-looking dude, and wow, yes you do.
Pull up any pictures.
I'll pull up a picture.
Yeah,
I'll pull-
maybe as we go along.
Actually, yeah, I can't. I'm so afraid to click off of the chat.
You're gonna lose
because
the
that's another thing that I forgot to do. I forgot to get the laptop out and so I could see chat. So Tim over here is on Twitch. So if he doesn't talk to you,
Twitch.
it's his fault. I'm on Facebook because that's where I am. And then
We're not on
Schuyler's
YouTube because that's a thing.
we're trying to do YouTube, but YouTube's like, hey, fuck you.
Technical difficulties. I'm telling you.
yeah.
I bring it. I bring the thunder is what I do.
you
All right,
bring it.
so Fierce News is my favorite segment because we get to just start screaming. All right, there's explosions. Lots of explosions. Just
What are
explosions and snip snaps everywhere. Explosions and guitar riffs. It goes.
Okay.
And as there's explosions, so I'm gonna just start
Explosions.
like you can
Explosions.
not
expect explosions.
It's not that high budget, okay? We're not mixer. We're not like mixer famous over here. We're barely YouTube famous. We're not even YouTube functional.
Now would be a good time to use those extra firecrackers. Just pop a few up.
Yeah, that would have been good.
The little ones that shoot the confetti.
Yeah. So you can choose between just going yeah, or you can make guitar sounds with your mouth. You go, I go back and forth.
Okay.
Okay. So let's get into Fierce News. Oh yeah.
I hate myself.
So I want you to see what happened. This is what happened.
Yeah. That was magical. Yeah,
It's good, right?
That's good. I
You
like
couldn't
it.
hear
I
the
dig it.
guitar, but it was happening. I assure you.
Excuse me, my hair grinding solo at the top.
I also thought you guys were gonna both leave me hanging for a second.
No, I was gonna,
I'm like, oh god, I'm making sounds and nobody else is.
I was making sure that you weren't punking me, so I gotta let you take the lead, and then
I
I'll
was just
jump in.
late.
No, nothing. Okay. Yeah, and then Mark Mayfield says Explosions, the new Dora the Explorer film by Michael Bay. I like that. Explosions.
You need to make that a shirt.
Okay.
Explosions.
That's the first down. Actually, it's not the first Downright Fierce shirt. If you want to get a Downright Fierce shirt, you can go to teespring.com/DownrightFierce, and we have t-shirts. We have out of context t-shirts, and I forgot what they say, but they're funny. Okay.
Wow.
First piece of news. That's why you should buy them, ladies and gentlemen, because they're funny.
And so
Just
that people
trust
know
me.
what they say.
Just trust me, they're funny. Persona 5 is in the news. Thank God. I know Chris Sands in chat, and he's super excited to hear about Persona 5, one of his favorite games of 2000 every. thing. Atlas recently released a teaser for a new Persona 5 projects plural. At the end of the teaser, the website p5r.jp is shown, which has led fans to dub the project Persona 5R. The video also says that new information on this title will be coming in March 2019. Currently, it's unclear what new projects means, but one possibility is a Persona 5 fighting game similar to the Persona 4 Arena. Previous Persona games have also received enhanced versions like Persona 3 FES and Persona 4 Golden. The video also begins with the PlayStation logo, but some fans are hoping that Persona 5R will be coming to Nintendo Switch, considering the recent addition of Joker to Smash Bros. Ultimate. Persona 5 coming to Switch would be the first mainline Persona game to come to a non-PlayStation console. Do you guys have a Switch?
I do.
You do? Do you?
No, I wish.
You wish you had a Switch.
Yeah, at the start, I was like, there's not enough games out for this yet that I'm looking forward to. And at this point, it's like, there's too many games. I can't, like, get $1,000 in the hole just...
See, and that's how I look at the Xbox One.
Hurts.
Like, the Xbox One has Game Pass, which is the greatest thing to happen to gaming.
Game overload,
like, that's the problem. I have way too many games to play. I don't need more games. I need to like finish the ones. I just started Bastion. I don't know why I started a new fucking
like
game.
5 years later.
I know, but it came out on the Switch. And...
It's not a long game. And then once you do that, you'll have to switch directly to Transistor.
I started with Transistor. Did not like it. I know. I deserve that silence.
I mean, I don't have a problem. For me, it's like you like what you like. So
Yeah. See, yeah, I'm just a little disappointed. I was tempted to like walk out the door, but then I'd probably trip on something.
Chances are. So okay, but what? Okay, so you have a Switch. Have you played Persona 5, Tim?
I have watched my wife play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have it on PlayStation then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you would play it if it came to Switch? Is this something that you were hoping for? Or are you on the please bring it?
I'm not a big
Switch?
JRPG guy.
Okay.
I don't have the patience because as a streamer, like the only time that I really play games is when I'm playing them on stream, and JRPGs they're difficult for me to make entertaining because they're pretty enmeshed in their own story. So for me, a lot of it is, can I make a lot of quips about it? Is it fun? Is it punchy? Is it fast? And that's what my viewers like. So I tend to not play JRPGs on stream. So yeah, I'm sure my wife wants to play it. So yeah.
Now, what do you have to say? Do you think that this is a thing that's going to happen, or like?
I mean, like, I enjoyed the game when I played it the first time through, and I definitely thought it would be a good fit for the Switch.
I mean, considering how many hours you pour into this, I mean, the Switch is made for grinding. I mean, that's why Diablo 3 is good on it. Any kind of JRPG, I feel
and it's not like it's a super amazingly visually technical.
It came out on PS3,
right. So that sort of thing. It's not like it couldn't come out on Switch because the Switch can run a lot of stuff. So
surprisingly, yes. I mean, it can run it, but it needs to be dumbed down. It's like it's
900p or something like that. Yeah.
No, I think if it does, it would work out great.
Do you think that? I mean, do you think other things are a possibility? Like what do you think this is, Scott?
What do I think it is?
Yeah.
I mean, either a dance game or top 3 remaster, then dance game, then fighting game.
So the dance game already came out though. So it can't be the dancing game. So it's either got to be the fighting game or the remaster. Which, I mean, I would be cool with that too because Persona 4 Golden. I didn't play Persona 4. I played Persona 4 Golden, and it was fantastic.
So isn't that Persona 4 with all the extra content and extra?
That's what it is.
Things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't release DLC for these games. They just have the updated version that fixes some stuff, adds some Persona, adds some social links, and then adds sometimes it even adds a different ending. From what I heard, Persona 4 had a different ending than Persona 4 Golden, and the Persona 4 Golden ending is fantastic. I don't know if you guys play Persona 4 Golden. It is worth buying a Vita for.
Yeah,
that's how good it is.
Wow.
It's worth buying a Vita just for that game.
I have a Vita, so
well, there you go. It's worth busting out that whole thing.
I think we own it. I think my wife's played it. I have not. So
nice. Yeah, Mark Mayfield says Diablo 3 on Switch is solid. It is. I mean, it's fantastic. Also, Lauren Brown says Hades is in early access. Are you referring to Diablo?
No, Hades is a game that is on the Epic Store, I think, exclusively, and that's the next game by
the people
Supergiant
who
Games. So the people who made Bastion and Transistor,
It's like a little roguelike.
Yeah, where it's themed after
Greek mythology.
The Greek mythology. So you got like Hades and all the you play. Who do you play?
I think you play it as Hades,
his son or whatever.
Yeah.
Something like one of the gods' sons, and you're making your way through Hades to get out or something like that.
Fun.
So yeah.
It's good looking.
See, this is things go a lot better when I have other people on to because otherwise I'll be like, is that Diablo thing? Sound off in the comments below. I won't know until like at least 30 seconds later because of the delay.
Well, Chucko says that it's harder to make fun of my gameplay with JRPGs as well. So
That's true. You know what? I still remember. I got you. I think it was like 5 or 6 years. It was so long ago. I got you. Layers of Fear. I bought you Layers of Fear so then that way I could watch you.
And believe it or not, that is my favorite horror game.
Really?
No joke. I don't like horror games. And I actually may get to see something related to that at PAX South when I go.
Ooh, nice.
So there may be something involved with that.
Are you bound by some kind of?
I don't know if it's NDA, so I don't want to say.
Yeah. Oh,
I
look
can't
at
really
you!
talk about it, but
You are big nuts. Look at that big nuts over there. Look at that big
what do you think I'm
dick.
sitting on right now?
That's why you're taller than me. Hold on, I don't like this at all. There we go. Let's boost up a little bit with my little nuts. Okay, so let's move on to incredibly stupid news. Slightly mad. Okay, so this is strap in, guys. This is I think I got 2 pages of this.
All right.
Nope, 3 pages. Yep, 3 whole pages. Okay.
All right, where's my seatbelt?
So I'm gonna talk for a really long time, and then I'm interested in chat, and I'm interested in what you guys have to say. I got a lot to say about this.
I'll get comfortable.
Slightly Mad Studios, they're known for Project Cars racing games, is developing a game console that will release in 3 years. So this isn't we were talking about this before, this isn't the Ouya, this isn't, a freaking, like little
Android in a box.
Yeah, it's not
a
even
Steam box.
It's not a Steam box, it's not a mini console, like it's a full on console to compete with the current console, market. Not current, next console generation market. And they're also going to be a year late. So, but just the console is currently called the Madbox. CEO Ian Bell announced it on Twitter. He tweeted, quote, "What is the Madbox? It's the most powerful console ever built. It's literally mad." Actually, they're British. So, it's literally mad.
Pip pip cheerio.
Pip pip.
It hurts.
You want 4K?
I did that just to save him embarrassment.
Can I get the top hat and just put it on and the monocle?
Yeah.
You want VR at 60 frames per second? And now now by the way, he later confirmed like
the British people in my community are just like,
oh, that's right, you do have that. Yeah. Okay. Hey, it's cool. I went to Denmark recently.
same exact place.
It's like
white.
right there. It's like
they're
super
all the
white
same,
also.
Right? It's the same thing.
You can make fun of my people too. I'm very Hispanic. So he later clarified, because he said VR at 60 frames per second. That would actually be very bad. That'd be 30 and 30. Right. So he was saying he meant 60 frames in each thing, and then later on it actually turns out it was 180. But anyways, you want I'm gonna stop that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
You want a full engine for free to develop your games on it? You have it.
Yay.
In an interview with Variety, he said Slightly Mad will allow, quote, games from all developers, old and new, on the console. He also said, quote, "We think exclusives are exclusionary."
Isn't that redundant?
That's the most redundant sentence ever.
And
you know
repetitive.
what? We think special people are the specialists.
Wow.
They're just the most specialist specials ever. Like,
We think smart people are the smartest.
we think cold is freezing. We think hot is warm. We spell color with a U. He said, so exclusives are exclusionary, but given that we'll be shipping a cross-platform engine to all developers, it'll be their choice. As of now, we have no plans to pay developers incentives to exclude other hardware vendors.
Because that costs a lot of money.
We think the industry is a little too much of a monopoly or and I don't know what this word is. Micro
Oligopoly.
oligopoly. What the fuck is
An oligopoly is where several big people
run the market.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a monopoly, but
So that'd be more apt to call it a...
It is an oligopoly
Yeah.
because you got Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft
Yeah.
at the top. So
We think competition is healthy, and we have the required hardware contacts to be able to bring something epic to fruition based on our designs. The Mad Box is also not going to be crowdfunded, which is that's cool. Like good on them. Like, don't try to,
if they can actually get the money elsewhere, which
well, and
it won't be
which they
you,
can. So.
yeah, so they say they claim the studio has multiple investors in regards to price. Bell says it will be priced competitively with upcoming consoles. A few days later after this announcement, he said the console will actually support 180 frames per second in VR because he doesn't know math apparently, and that it will, quote, support most major VR headsets, and those upcoming, and the specs will be equivalent to a very fast PC 2 years from now.
So if it supports, if I may,
yeah,
if it
absolutely,
supports most major VR headsets, does that mean it's going to run Windows? Because that's really the only way they're going to be able to do that.
That is true.
Because the Oculus Rift is only going to work on a Windows machine.
Could they possibly?
They'd have to make their own OS that would support it with an abstraction layer and everything, which is really difficult to do.
If it was good, then they would have done it in the first place.
Right.
So they're basically just building a PC.
That's what it sounds
Honestly,
like a little bit to me. It sounds like a really beefy PC, probably with their own. It probably runs a version of Windows kernel or something, or a Linux kernel, and then it'll have its own abstraction layers and then its own UI.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like. But it's really early to tell.
With that announcement, that second announcement, we got images. So here's what it looks like.
Wow.
It looks cool. What do you say?
It looks a bit like a space heater. So
it's kind of like a space heater.
Keep you warm in the winters.
It's pretty. Sure. That's some really dated graphics they used to show that too. I feel like if you're gonna build a game console, maybe make something look a little bit more realistic.
It looks kind of dumb.
100%.
It looks like a bunny rabbit.
Yeah, I see that.
It does. Oh my God, look at that. Sorry, audio listeners. Maybe you should have been
Raving
watching.
Rabbids coming to this console exclusively.
That's the first exclusive.
It's a Ubisoft platform.
It looks cool. Okay, so here's the thing. It's never going to work.
Yeah, no.
I like your positivity.
It's never
going to work.
It's never going to work. And then here's where I'm going to go on a long thing. So bear with me. I've been saying for a while that you can't release a console in this market because consoles don't make money. The exclusive deals, the online service, and also the money that developers pay like Sony and Microsoft, they pay them money to have their game on their system. That's the only way. That's how they make the money. And then their own exclusive games, their own developers and stuff. The things that Microsoft's doing right now, buying up developers. That's how they're making money.
Yep.
You don't make money on a console. So I've been saying that for a while, and I realized I gotta stop just saying that. I'm gonna look up the actual information. I'm gonna we're gonna do the math. So we're gonna do some math right now. According, I should have. God damn it! I just thought about
like a whole bunch of symbols, and you wearing glasses with tape on them.
I was going even building blocks. It's just numbers. They go math time.
See, I was just thinking, calling it maths. Like the British do.
Oh, there you go.
Maths. There we go. Okay, so according to CNBC, when the PS4 came out, it sold for $399, and it cost $381 to make. The Xbox One sold for $499 and cost $457 to make. So let's do maths. Math time. The PS4 sold 4.2 million units when it launched in 2013. Xbox sold 3 million. There's no way this company is manufacturing the parts themselves for this console, so their margins aren't going to be like Microsoft. They have to buy their parts from other companies. Right. They have to strike these deals. That's why Microsoft has such a large margin, is because they build computer stuff. They are in the computer industry even more than Sony. Sony's electronics. Microsoft they're the computer company. So you have a company that is a game developer. They have to do these contracts, so they're not getting the deals that Microsoft's getting. But let's say they somehow got it a bit, the margin a bit bigger than PS4. I'm going to be super generous with this math just so it all works out to the end, because otherwise it would stop halfway through and be like, and that's why it's a failure. I'm going to go super optimistic. We're going to no. They got it a little bit better than Sony.
There's the optimism.
They worked out better deals for hardware than Sony. Okay, so they did. PS4's margin... Sorry, what were you saying?
No. I'm just gonna let's see this.
PS4's margin is $18 per unit. Xbox is $42. I'll be extremely generous and let's plop it right in the middle at $30 per unit. That's right in the middle of that. There's no way that we could be as generous with the units sold. especially not with exclusives. Like that's just not happening. They're not going to see 4.2 million. They're not going to see all that stuff. I'm still going to be generous, and I'm going to say 2 million units.
If I may say,
Yeah.
like they'll be lucky if they sell 100,000.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
At
Now-
the beginning.
But then at this point, then it's like and failure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But do we have the statistics to compare them to the Soldier Boy console? Since those are the statistics we need. I think that is the most accurate
so
comparison.
the Soldier Boy console. Oops, sorry guys. The Soldier Boy console ends in failure. That's what that ends.
It started in failure.
I mean, independently funded.
That's true.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but like I said, I'm going to be generous up to a certain point, just to keep the conversation going. So let's say 2 million units. Realistically, yeah, less than at least less than a million.
Right.
But, maybe some, again, these are people who know industry and business better than we do. So there is something that they know that we don't.
Right. Or at least that they put in their paperwork for their investors.
Yeah, so
And we don't know how much has been invested either.
that is true.
So
let's just say 2 million units sold. 2 million units at $30 profit per unit is 60 million. The only way that they could sell 2 million units is with a serious ad campaign, because they now have to introduce themselves into a market that has no idea who they are.
Right.
Sony runs a very minimal PlayStation ad. You see that logo, you hear the
Yep.
and it's Sony. So they don't have to do much. But with what was it? See, what's it called?
Madbox.
the Mad Box.
Yeah.
With
which is
Madbox.
like the most forgettable
Took
name
me a
ever.
second.
Why don't they
Like-
just call it the M box? Then it can compete with the Xbox.
There you go.
Oh, there
They
we
can
go.
advertise it as it's higher on the alphabet. So
So yeah, they need a serious ad campaign. So I looked up information about that, and I lost it on this paper.
Nice.
Okay. In 2012, before they were pushing new consoles, Microsoft spent $64.4 million and Sony spent $53.6 million on media alone. They spent significantly more in 2013 when they were launching their brand new consoles.
Right.
If my wife is hearing this podcast, please grab the cat.
Or open the door.
She's
it's
meowing.
a good cat.
She's meowing outside, and it's so loud. So this is before they're pushing the consoles. So I'm going off of data that they're probably not even going to that wouldn't be as effective.
right.
But let's still run with it because we're being generous, so the conversation doesn't end in and failure. So let's say they cut corners and somehow they only spent $40 million on an effective ad campaign to get those 2 million units sold. Somehow they just did Facebook boost or something. That's it. They just Facebook boosted.
Or the
everything.
next generation of consoles is so atrocious.
Yeah.
I'm
Or-
pretty sure
there
the
you
best
go.
thing that happened for PS4 was Xbox's always online and all that BS.
Yeah. Absolutely.
When they screwed that up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When they announced.
And also, you're going up for a market of people who already bought their console.
Yep.
This is coming out a year after we suspect the next generation of consoles are coming out. People already spent their money. They're not ready to spend more money. So this is an extremely effective ad campaign.
Yeah, because you're looking at people who are already invested in a platform. Like most people who buy an Xbox stay invested in Xbox.
And there's no reason to get this because you're getting a game. You get a console that can already do what all these other ones do with their exclusives.
And yeah, it has no exclusives on it.
Yeah, but again, let's just not
be generous.
Let's just not say
Let's be generous.
failure.
Yeah, let's assume they still have the Cars exclusives.
Oh, I'm sure Cars isn't coming out for anything other than Madbox now.
So you know what?
Exclusives are exclusionary. I mean, well, yeah.
They
we're
sold
keeping
one right
Project Cars.
now, right to me. Get me Cars, guys.
So I couldn't find out how much information it costs just to get that console on the shelf, but I assume we're looking at a few $1 million more. Add to that customer support, warehouses for technical support, employee salaries and benefits, CEO salaries. They're located in they're British, so they're in the UK, so they have to get it overseas. There's taxes to bringing products and stuff. So there's just so many other things we don't know. Let's just say that only costs $10 million. So that way we don't just say and failure.
It doesn't only cost $10 million.
Let's just say it only costs $10 million. So we don't say and failure.
They're doing well for themselves. Everyone wants to get a Mad
They
Box.
pulled a profit. They pulled off a miracle. They sold 2 million units. People know about the Mad Box. Some 2 million people bought a Mad Box, and they made $10 million. That's it. They made $10 million. What the fuck do you do with $10 million?
That's the ultimate question, right?
You pay Ninja to stream Fortnite. And then
For
boom.
exclusive.
That's about his price.
Yeah, then you get
about his going
all
price.
those people going straight for the Mad Box.
Like, what, there's nothing you can do with 10 million. You just made 10 million in profit. And here's the thing, you're not going to be, you know, with the cost to maintain a company that, because I mean, if people are still buying it, you still need those customer care centers. You still need the technical care. You need the CEOs. You need to get the investors their money back.
If your customer care sucks, people are not gonna stay invested. They will be like, well, this is a piece of crap. I'm not coming back to this.
Or you just pull a Sony and then pay them a year's salary to just quit.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
who?
That was Sony, right?
I don't even think the question.
Blizzard. Sorry,
That was
I'm being
Blizzard.
stupid.
That was Blizzard.
Activision Blizzard with
Yeah.
Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Being stupid. My bad.
But like, not even who is this for? Because obviously it's not for gamers. Because this is just a PC. You're just selling them a PC.
It's gotta be. I mean, how else? Like, the only way that I could see it being feasible, because like the Xbox has like custom chips. The PlayStation has custom laid out. Like, everything is custom. The processor in there is a custom version of the AMD processor or what have you. It's a special chip. They're not going to be sourcing special chips at that rate. The only thing I can think of that they're doing is that they're putting together PCs, and they found a way to source PC parts really, really cheap. And that leads to a high rate of failure and a lot of problems like that. Like, what is their quality control level? Like, there's so many questions that like you just can't answer with that. That's just.
And then the development
scary.
kits that are free, not development kits, but the development software that's free, doesn't that make it the most hackable console ever?
So people are going to mod the heck out of it.
So you don't, like.
So the big question I have is, how portable is the code? Like, if it is just a PC, is this just something you're recompiling for Linux? Is this something, because I mean, that's a huge deal in its own. Is this something that they're expecting people to write games for from scratch in? Like, what is their plan? What is their long-term view on development for these games and getting the games on their console? Like, there's just so many questions that I just don't know. It scares the heck out of me, though, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
I don't know. I just gotta wait till I see it.
Let me just say,
Well, here, I'll
pull it up right here. There it is. Wait, oh no, that's Fierce News. I'm so sorry. Oh god.
all right, if they want to send me one to test out on stream, I will gladly test it out and give an honest opinion on it.
I mean, yeah, I'll also take a free pizza. You know, like, I don't look a gift horse in the mouth either, but
I
like,
ain't buying a Mad Box unless it's got some wicked exclusives. That's all there is to it.
I
Because
mean-
like the reason that I have a PS4 is for games like God of War and exclusives like Persona 5 and things like that where you can't get them anywhere else.
Yeah.
So to look at a platform where they're like, yeah, we're not going to have any exclusives, that makes me go, oh, I'll just stick with my PC and my Xbox then. Like I've got Steam and I can run the game at. You're saying you can run you can run existing hardware at 180 frames per second in my Oculus Rift. That's limited. Like, it's already got a hard cap on how many frames per second it can output. So I'd like you to explain that magic to me. Like, are you going to, like, update my firmware for me and change the way that my LCDs work? Like, you're going to have someone come down and modify it? Like, they just don't explain anything, and it's just really
I mean, it's
dodgy.
It's just been announced. Like, it's a highly conceptualized, like, and
very highly conceptualized rabbit.
Yeah, it's so I get that. I'm actually surprised with the amount of information we have.
Yeah.
But regardless, I don't
When does it come out?
In 3 years.
So the estimated next console gen is 2020, from what everyone's saying.
Yeah.
Because we had the PS4 Pro 2 years ago, 2017.
So it'll be 2 years after.
So it'll be 2 years late to market.
Oh, but you know what? It says. Oh, okay. So
Failure.
Failure right away. So here might be the thing. Everybody pretty much assumes it's coming out in 2020, like the next gen. They say that it's going to be the equivalent of a fast PC 2 years from now. So this will be more powerful than the other consoles.
Theoretically. Depending on depending on what kind of chips and what kind of deal they can cut with chip manufacturers to get them in their boxes. I mean, right now the Xbox One X is a powerful console.
So
the PS4 Pro is a powerful console. There's a lot of beef under the hood.
So here's the
strong.
problem, though.
So-
I think that maybe they could reach those miracle numbers just by saying we have the most powerful console, but there's no longevity there.
Right.
There's no
Yeah.
like, yes, if they have the most powerful console, but all this, like you might not even be able to notice the stuff that's happening that's more powerful. You know, like you know, Xbox One X is more powerful than than the PS4 Pro. But I look at side by side stuff, and
They
I'm
both
like,
look amazing.
it just looks
Like
awesome.
to your normal consumer who just wants to sit and play a game on a 55-inch TV, you don't need ray tracing. Like
And
you don't need all that crap. And
You know, the point of the super powerful console is so that developers make super new games
Yes.
that use all that stuff. And
yes, and
who's going to make something new just for this?
right. And my concern lies in what is going to differentiate this. Like, what is their price? Like the original Xbox, when they released the first Xbox, they operated at a loss of like $60 a console.
Yeah.
Because they knew they were breaking into the market.
The
They-
Xbox One X was sold at a loss too. I
Yeah.
didn't look up those numbers, but
and
I
the
know that
360
a
was
loss.
as well.
Yeah.
They usually are because they make their money off of exclusives, their marketplace, their online services, all that stuff.
The cost of just getting a game on that system. If you want to put any game on there, you have to give them a percentage of the sales. and
Yes,
stuff.
exactly.
And pay a fee.
Yes. And so my question is what are they looking at for loss?
Mm-hmm.
Are they looking at $150 a loss? Are they looking at $200 a console loss? Like at that
I
point,
mean, again, I was being like super
as you
generous
said,
with all these numbers.
failure.
Yeah.
Like
Hell yeah.
you can't sell something at a consumer cost, which is that $400 price range. Like,
Yep.
Between
You can't hit 2 million units with
Right.
anything like more. You just
Well,
can't.
Remember what happened with the PS3? It released at $600.
They'll
And-
get a second job for it.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep, I remember that. And it was such a mess that they ended up like slashing the cost of it because they were barely selling consoles. And I don't know. I just feel like this is going to be that kind of thing and they're going to lose a lot of money.
Now, help me out with this
Yeah.
because I'm looking at Lauren Brown's comment and I don't understand it. So read it out loud just that
So,
way.
no ARM, which is ARM, RISC x86 chips makes VR run at 120 FPS at 4K because the VR device cannot render at that, even if it ran an engine that was in assembly with Lewis scripting. Ultimately, the problem that you're running into is you're handicapped by the physical hardware of the VR. Mm-hmm. End of story. Because LCDs can only render, or LED screens can only render as high as they are built to render. And I know in my Oculus Rift, and I think in the Oculus Rift Go, I think it's maxed at 45 or 60 frames per eye, which is pretty strong. But like being able to push it beyond that, like, why do you need to? Because I don't know, like at a certain point, again, they always say that your eye can't really differentiate beyond a certain frame per second. You can kind of tell.
It's 30. It's actually like 32, I believe. 32 frames.
I think it's 20. I think
Or
it's 20,
28.
like 29 to see actual video. It's like 23.9 or something because that's what older films were in, and
Yeah.
that's what makes them look smooth. Now you'll notice smoothness as the frames per second goes up, but that doesn't make that much of a difference in VR just because it's so close to your eyeball. Like when I'm playing a VR game, it's like I'm there already, and I don't know. I just feel like going any higher than that, you're going to have diminishing returns, and you're pouring a lot more money into something that you're not really getting as much benefit out of. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be out of my mind, but
No, you're.
I'll own it. And,
Yeah, you're right.
You know, as someone who has an Oculus Rift, like, yeah, it could get better, but it's also one of those things that when you play a game, it's like you're there, and
Yeah.
I just don't know if any more than that would make me sick or not, having an LCD that close to your eyeballs. I just feel like it would start to really have an effect on your brain and make you just feel ill.
So, failure is what we're trying to get at.
Agreed.
All right, let's move on because we still got a lot of news, a lot of things to talk about, and this is going to be a long episode. So
boy.
right now, this is for all our listeners. If you're listening to this later on the audio, or you're watching now, or you're watching the video on demand later at youtube.com/gaming, pause or just get a pen ready. Just get a pen, look around. Okay, there's one. Grab that pen. All right, get ready to write this down. You got some paper? Okay, well, grab just anything, like mail. Just write it on that. It'll be fine. Just write it on that. Okay, you ready? All right. ITCH itch.io. Itch.io. You got it?
Got it.
Okay, cool. So, developer Radius Gordello spent 9 months remaking Hideo Kojima's PT in the Unreal Engine, and it has VR support, speaking of VR. So, the version is available at the website that I mentioned, and this goes beyond pizza bet. We do pizza bets on the podcast as opposed to money bets. It's just like if you think something's going to happen, you just bet a pizza. Whoever loses buys the other one a pizza. I would go beyond pizza bets. I would give $1 billion of this. If I had $1 billion, but you know what I mean? If Konami didn't shut this down, like
they've been
gonna
trying
shut
so
it down.
hard to scrub it from PS4s.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you have a PS4 and you download it at some point and you lost it somehow, you let me know. downrightfierce@hotmail.com. I can get it back for you. I know how to. But if you never downloaded it, then you're screwed. Sorry.
Oof.
But yeah, this would be the other way to play it. I played a little bit of it. I definitely didn't do VR.
Oh, that was gonna be my question.
I'll have to try it in VR.
Yeah.
No.
That'll be interesting. I'll give it a go. If I can find it, I'll give it a go. If you have the download file,
I have the download
you
files.
should send it to me. I'll give it a go.
Man.
Oh,
I will cry like a little girl.
dude, have you ever played VR? Have you ever played PT?
I've watched like 4 or 5 playthroughs of it. So
It's so much. It's
it's
so much
terrifying.
more different playing it yourself.
Man.
It is. Here's the thing. I have played it through so many times, and I loaded up that file, and I got through like the first 2 hallways, and I'm like, that's it. It works. Okay, I'm good. No, it works. It works. I'm good. I'm fine. No. I just no more. I can't. It's a game that I pull out occasionally on Halloween. Like I have it on my PS4 too, and it's so scary.
Quick scare, then back to whatever you're doing.
I can always make that one of my like donation goals or something.
Oh my
or
god!
a goal for
Please
charity or something.
let me know.
Like
I
that.
want to be there.
Okay.
I want to be
Make
there.
him scream like a little girl.
.com.
It happens.
.net.
I do
Dot
it.
net.
.edu.
You watch me play Layers of Fear.
.jp.
That was fun. That was a good time. But that was also a fantastic game.
such a good game. It's
not to say PT isn't, but
Yeah.
So,
But this is a less complete thing. Like Layers
Yeah.
of Fear is a full game. PT's just a demo.
yeah.
Yeah.
But again, if you've never played this game, and also they expedited. It's almost the same. It's definitely like the door opening animation is a little bit different. The beginning of the game is a little bit different. There's these tiny little differences.
Yeah.
But the biggest difference is at the end of the game, they expedited the activation of the final ring because you're supposed to do these random things to get the phone to ring, and it doesn't work exactly the same every time.
Right.
So you have to do weird little stuff. They expedited it to make it so it works the same way every single time.
Okay.
But yeah, and Mark Mayfield says this is going to get Nintendo'd.
Yes,
yeah,
it will.
it's
It'll
gonna
get
get-
Soldier Boy consoled.
It's worth it to check out if you've never played PT, and then stay tuned for the because you got to do a video of that, right? You're going to do a video of PT.
I'd live stream it.
Yeah.
I'd probably do it during a charity stream or something.
But I mean, you're gonna like have that video like segmented, like of you playing like. Basically, you're gonna have like a highlight reel of that.
I
could edit a highlight reel
There
if you
will be
want.
clips. People
Okay.
will make clips of it, and we'll throw those together.
Hell
into
yeah.
a video.
Hell yeah! Remind me, and for you at home, you should do this when the episode's over. Also, I gotta show you the podcast guys playing Resident Evil.
Okay.
7 in VR. We have a little thing I edited.
Yeah, I played that. So I played Resident Evil 7 VR in Japan in the Capcom bar on Halloween. It was awesome.
Yeah, big ass dick. Look at that
It
big
was
ass
awesome.
dick swinging.
It
on
was
the
so
way.
cool.
God damn,
No,
that
it's
is
just that's
amazing.
like one of my favorite things.
That is
was
so
my
cool.
Japan
The
trip.
longer this goes, the
Like,
longer it gets.
Seriously.
I'm sorry.
The only
I'm
way
not trying to flex on you.
No,
guys.
the only way I could be more
This is-
turned on by you if you're like, and simultaneously, Hideo Kojima was just playing with my nipples. It's just, like, you're just sitting behind there like, this is good, right? This is good. It's not my game, but it's still cool, right? It's good.
But let me whisper to you about my new game.
It's got whales. All right, so
So many whales.
so many whales.
And penises.
In a very similar topic, here's something I didn't expect. Actually, speaking of Hideo Kojima and Death Stranding, here's something I didn't expect to say out loud. Death Stranding might be coming out this year. What?
Ooh.
Yeah. So the game was announced at E3 2016 and is yet to have an official release date. In the latest issue of Famitsu, which is a Japanese video game magazine,
Yep.
You knew that?
Yeah.
You
Famitsu
both knew
is,
that?
like,
God
the biggest
damn it.
Japanese video gaming magazine.
Well,
Yeah.
It's one of the only ones left, actually. There's not
See-
a lot of them left.
see, I would just, if I was alone, I'd just be sitting here and be like, that's a silly thing. That's a silly word. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Everyone's just shaking their heads like, oh, dude.
I actually follow their Twitter, so I see a lot of this
Oh,
stuff.
dude,
Nice.
I just learned about them from a game that I played, and
Oh,
like,
really?
there was an exclusive unlocked from one of their magazines.
okay.
So,
That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, in that magazine, Hideo Kojima had a New Year message that translated to quote, is 2019 the year of the whale? Please look forward to Death Stranding. So even more convincing, the world's biggest video game leak source, Walmart Canada.
You're not wrong, though.
Yeah, right there. Not a joke.
No, they really, truly do.
They leak-
They leak everything.
Everything.
They did the Sony Classic, the PlayStation Classic.
PlayStation Classic.
The SNES Mini, they had them up on their store
Yep.
like a week early, and they sold out and had to cancel all the orders.
Rage 2.
Rage 2.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yes, and they've done countless others.
Yeah,
like
so
in the
many.
last like
Good for them.
2 years. I can't believe nobody is like, we're not giving you any more games. You guys are idiots.
Well, they're the new source of leaks now. It's not Kotaku. Fuck Kotaku. It's Walmart Canada.
Source of all major news nowadays: Twitter
Yeah.
and Walmart.
Walmart Canada, no less.
Walmart exclusive.
Canada, sorry.
It's Walmart.
Walmart's-
World News exclusive.
Walmart's gonna have a booth at E3. It's gonna be a bunch of Mounties telling you what's
Sorry,
coming out.
we leaked your game.
Oh, sorry there, bud. Oh, we leaked your game there. Oh, jeez. Well, you know,
Jeez.
we'll,
Let's get some poutine and talk about
You'll
it.
be fine, you know. Oh, jeez. Okay, so
The Video Game Awards, sponsored by Walmart Canada. World exclusive.
sorry. So they leaked that it had a listing for Death Stranding with June 30th, 2019 as the release date. Even more convincing, somebody tweeted Walmart about this, and they said, and they confirmed the pre-order, quote, will ship in June. So there is actually most likely a possibility that June 30th just means end of Q2, which is
Yes.
the date for that.
One of the things that I have noticed that has been done on like Amazon is, even though the game is not listed to come out in that year, they'll put like December 30th, 2018 for certain games just to get the pre-order out there,
Yeah.
so people can get the pre-order. So that, I would take that with a grain of salt, but it could be.
Well, they don't normally
It's
say like when you ask them questions like that, oh yeah, it's gonna ship in June.
Right.
They'll say, you know, that's a placeholder because they
It'll
know
just say
what they're
pre-order.
doing.
Yeah, it'll just say pre-order.
But
yeah.
to say like, oh yeah, you know, it's gonna come out in June. We'll get it to you real
According to our
quick.
paperwork here.
Oh, real quick.
Oh,
you know?
sorry, it says
Oh,
NDA.
sorry.
I didn't even read that.
Oh, Andy, what is that? Okay. I got lost in my mind. It happens sometimes. So I don't think that, you know, I think it's possible that we'll see it by the end of Q2.
Yeah.
But I think it's more possible that we'll actually see it by the end of next year. I can imagine. I mean, that's some Hideo Kojima ass shit to go. You know, like I can imagine him seeing the Fallout 4 move where it's like, and it's out in a couple months or something. Like he can see that and be like, and it's available next month.
Right.
You know, I can
Now,
see him.
one
doing that.
of the things that you also that is interesting is that in Japanese, when they say something like "please look forward to this game," they are literally just saying, you know, we appreciate that you are so excited about our game. So it's also possible that he's just saying thank you for being excited about our game, because they do that a lot. So it might have just been a New Year's wish, because he's been hyping, like that's all he does is he's just like, thank you for looking forward to it. And yeah.
God damn it, Tim.
I'm just telling you,
God
that's my
damn it, Tim.
perspective.
You know,
You got ruined this for all of us.
I'm a weeb. I look into Japanese culture. It's my thing.
God damn it! I had this parade.
Where's
I had
where's
this
the balloon?
parade, and then this big dick rain cloud just rained all over it. God damn it, Tim! Shit. Okay. Well,
I'm sorry.
I mean,
Why did I speak?
maybe he's doing us a favor. Think of how excited we'll be when, like, next month.
it's like, and it's out in June.
Yeah.
30th.
I know that they've completed the Japanese voice acting for the game. They've
Really?
completed the American voice acting. Yeah, he posts about it all the time. He's like, we've completed the, whatever.
Yeah.
So I follow his Japanese and his English
Well,
Twitter.
that walking footage was fantastic.
I'll tell you what, like, if I may be honest, can I be honest?
Okay,
without you're gonna hate me, but I am not looking forward to this game at all.
I'm
absolutely
used
zero,
to
like,
hearing
it
that.
looks like such a hipster,
Yeah.
like
I was gonna say, it may
art
be-
film. It's
maybe
a student
too-
art film.
Too high concept.
Yes, I think it's going to go over the heads of a lot of people, and you're going to get the same thing with Jonathan Blow. Like, if you ever saw the game The Witness, like, people were just like, the game is so amazing. And I'm like, it's a bunch of puzzles.
You don't get it, though.
Exactly.
You don't get it.
You don't get it. And then they like put on their scarves. And they're like, you don't get it. I'm going to go get my Starbucks and write my screenplay. You know, that sort of thing.
This will just be the next game of
it's gonna
game
be
hipster superiority.
The thing with Hideo Kojima is I love him to death because he's passionate and he loves what he does. The dude is pretentious as F. If you have ever played Metal Gear, like, a lot of the stuff in there is like, what? It's like Kingdom Hearts level pretension. Like,
well, that's a completely different thing. That's just a circle jerk.
Yeah, that is a big one.
No, Hideo Kojima games are him jerking off in a corner.
He's very high concept, and like a lot of his stuff is just like over the top crazy.
Smart. Lauren Brown, Celestis hipster Mario.
And both of them are fantastic.
I'm sorry, that is amazing. I love you so much.
That's fair.
Continue. I'm so sorry.
So Chucko says that he just noticed the eyes on your shirt are reacting with the green screen. It's a nice shirt, by the way.
I know.
Just say it's a nice shirt.
I saw it. Thank you.
It's a nice shirt. I like
Thank
it.
you. Yeah,
Show us your chest a little bit.
The eyes are green.
Yeah.
And the screen is green, so it's making me see through.
I can see through your shirt, right through.
Wow.
Isn't
technology amazing?
I see right through you, Josh.
Is this Avatar now? I see you.
I'm disturbed now.
Let's connect our brains. Okay, let's move on real quick. From software developer it's hard to say, like, when you're looking at a paper, like, from software.
Yes.
Developer of.
It's from software.
From software. Developer of Dark Souls has confirmed that there are 2 unannounced games currently in development. Speaking with 4Gamer, studio president, I got this. And then you're going to tell me if I'm right, which I'm probably going to be wrong. Hidetaka Miyazaki.
Yes.
Yes!
You nailed it.
I did it, Jacob! Fuck you, Jacob! Fuck you for making fun of me, you piece of shit! I can say Japanese words, you dick!
Wow.
So passionate.
There's a lot of history with me pronouncing Japanese names.
Do we give him his certified weeaboo badge now?
We'll get you one of the no waifu, no life hats.
I didn't know that was a
I
thing.
actually have a shirt that says
That's a good
gosh.
shirt.
yeah.
So he teased that both games are from software-esque, and that the studio needs a little bit more time before he discusses any further
Does that mean
details.
new stuff?
New stuff.
If they're from software S.
S.
So I wonder if they're going to go back to mecha games, because I miss the mech games.
Yeah.
They had some really good ones.
Ooh, I didn't even think about it like that.
I don't remember what the name of the series was, but it was like Steel Battalion or something. Was that it?
Or
That was one of them.
what about a mech
I don't know if
game
that was
in the
one.
Dark Souls style? Because I mean, that's what's hot right now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those kind of games are real popular.
But there's been a lot of Souls-likes that have come out that have just flopped.
Well, and they
Like
might
what?
be worried about.
Oh no,
that,
but Souls like, but not from software.
Oh yeah, not Souls games,
Yeah.
Souls-likes.
Well, no, I mean even saying like from software, like Bloodborne wasn't a flop.
Yeah, no,
And-
we're all fantastic. But I know they are. Hidetaka Miyazaki mentioned that he didn't want to do a game in the Souls series.
Yeah. Well, they don't want to milk it too hard. Like, the games are still really popular, and they're doing re-releases. Didn't they redo Dark Souls 1 on Switch?
Yeah,
So
that was pretty fun.
I think they're going to go through and re-release everything and remaster everything first, and then they'll probably go back to the Souls series. I think that's my.
Well,
that's
no,
my
they said
theory.
they're done with the Soul series, aren't they?
Well,
Yeah,
but
pretty
Bloodborne
much.
is still.
Yeah, Bloodborne is a Souls game.
Yeah, so I don't know. They always say that they'll come back to it. It's such a moneymaker
true.
that they.
I
to
think
throw
I
that
think they're
away
going to go back
is-
to Bloodborne before they go back to the
Yeah,
Dark Souls.
yeah, they'll do it in that.
I'm
vein.
really. I mean, I think they consider Bloodborne as part of the Souls series.
Yeah, I think
Really?
they do,
So
yeah.
I'm thinking we're gonna see more like, the same style of game, just maybe thematically different, or maybe
Well, like,
they're
yeah, that's what I'm
universe,
saying. Like,
yeah.
because they got
Yeah.
Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and it's a Souls-like game,
Right.
Which we need to come up with a name. I've been saying that for a while. Everybody just calls it, oh, it's Souls-like. We got to come up with a word.
the one I've been trying to. I think it's the Surge, which is just like
that was garbage.
Souls-like.
Yeah.
That kind of didn't do too hot.
Yes.
but-
that one they were pushing really hard on doing well, and it did not.
Yeah, I got it.
It's a cool concept. But
Yeah, yeah.
It's about mediocre gameplay.
Lauren Brown says, please be Armored Core.
That's it.
What
Armored
about
Core. That's the
Armored
series.
Core, but it plays like a Souls game?
I mean, I'm not a fan of games that are hard for hard's sake. I don't like that just because I'm bad at, I'm not great at a lot of games.
Get good.
See, yeah,
How dare you?
I don't want to sound like...
I don't need your toxicity in my life.
All right, so to not sound like a gamer hipster, since we have one right here. No, I just thought they were like, they were hard, but like I definitely didn't think it was just for hard's sake, since a lot of the just doing something right. Yeah, go ahead.
The problem that I have with the Souls games is that the controls don't control well.
Yeah,
if they controlled better than a 12-year-old doing their first game project,
I'll give you that.
The games would be.
But have you played Bloodborne? Bloodborne controls much better than
playing Dark Souls 3. It's honestly like controlling someone running through pudding. It's awful.
No, I agree with you.
Like you hit like shift right, and the dude's like, "I'll think about it," and then you get.
Oh God, you're using a keyboard and mouse for it?
No, I was using controller, but it's still like controlling molasses.
Yeah,
it's awful.
No,
so it's like you're like duck right, and he's just like. Okay, and you've already gotten your head cut off.
It definitely feels like input lag.
Have you seen though the gameplay to Secure Shadows Die Twice?
I haven't. No.
It's Secure Shadows Die Twice. It's the next game they're coming out with, and it looks like it's going to be exactly what you're talking about that you want. Really fluid controls, even more fluid than Bloodborne. You're grappling hook.
I would be okay with that. I
entirely forgot about
pretty good.
Neo's dope as fuck.
I never played that, but I heard it was good. So that's a game that I would like to try. But like games in that like vein that are just like super duper Nintendo hard, like Meat Boy and Celeste and stuff like that are just really difficult games.
I'm going through the very last level Seaside on Celeste. Like I was going through that right before I came up here.
Yeah. Tough,
I can't do it.
Something about that game. I'm sorry to talk about, but like it's just I don't feel salty no matter how much I die in it.
Because he gets good.
Some of us are variety streamers and can only play certain games for certain amounts of time per week. And if I play the same game too much, my community gets bored with me.
Yeah, I think I have like 6,000 deaths on it, so I don't think they wouldn't want to watch it.
I'd lose interest after like 20.
I feel like I went through 6,000 deaths hearing that statistic. That's like,
my soul just to think about, man.
All right,
but I appreciate your patience and I respect that. Like people are a lot more patient. I'm not patient.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I have issues with like JRPGs too. Is like I don't have the patience to sit through 8,000 lines of dialogue to get to one fight. So I'm the same. It's just patience for me. That's why I play a lot of shooters. And
just a little patience. Okay. So that's the end of the news, but we have a new segment that I would like to introduce. It is 2019 now, and I think it'd be kind of cool at the end of at the beginning of every year to go over predictions that are floating around in the community and to make our own, and then possibly at the end of the year, if I can remember to do that, we can go through those predictions and see how accurate we were. So I went online to find various predictions, and here they are. This one is from an article from VentureBeat.com from Dean Takahashi. He says, the Hunger Games license will surface with 1,000 player battle royale. So the reason why he says 1,000 players is because the company improbably, I guess, maybe I wrote that wrong, I don't know, improbably has predicted that games based on its spatial OS platform will be able to support 1,000 players in a single large map. And Automaton is already currently making a game called Mavericks Proving Grounds. Automaton. Oh my god, that's how you spell it. It's like when Final Fantasy 13 came out, and my buddy was like, "Hey, did you mess with your paradigm? Things yet? Yeah. The paradigm. The paradigms. The paradigm.
It's one of those things on streams just makes me just listening to it's just like you're so close, but you're just not. So it's just close. Please just say it right.
I've used that word before. It's like I fell for one. It was I didn't know how. I had an epitome. I'm like, that's how it's fucking spelled. Like
the epitome of gaming. No, it's epitome.
I know, but it looks like
It does.
English sucks as a language.
Yeah, it does.
But I'm just gonna go English like that. You just got to get good.
I'm gonna get good. I'm gonna get good while eating a gyro. Okay, I'm just gonna.
That one gets to me.
All right, so Automaton is already making a game called Mavericks Proving Grounds, where there will be 1,000-player maps. So I think this would be fun, but I don't think it's really. I don't think it's gonna happen because the Hunger Games license is expensive and also not really relevant anymore.
I think I'm seeing about 1,000,000 miles in the distance the BR boat, and they missed it by about 4 years.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying the Battle Royale is just fading and going to be gone by then?
No, it's not going to be gone, but there will be 3 or 4 top games, and nothing's going to be able to break in.
No.
We've got Blackout, we've got PUBG, we've got Fortnite, and at this moment, there is nothing that's been able to come close. I mean, there's Rings of Elysium, there's dozens of games that have tried to break in, but nothing can touch it because Fortnite is the second most concurrent users of any game, period.
Yeah.
And PUBG is barely scraping along, and they have a lot of users still. They have like 2 million users still concurrent.
But I look at Battle Royale as something that it's like capture the flag. It's like it's not necessarily
it's
you
a
need.
game mode.
Yeah, it's a game mode.
But
So I
the
mean,
problem is having a game based solely off of it. That boat has sailed.
so you don't think they could have a capture the flag game?
Not just capture the flag. No, I don't think it would last.
Damn, I think that's.
I think
a
it
good
would
point.
fade in like just a couple months. I really do. Just because, and the only reason I say that is because as someone who just recently picked up Fortnite and started playing it for the first time, and being somebody who has played PUBG and somebody who plays Blackout relatively regularly, I can tell you that in terms of game design paradigms, Battle Royale games have reached...
I never said paradigms. I said epitome.
I'm making fun of whoever says paradigms. But looking at those paradigms of design, I think that's where we're at. I think it's hard to break into a market where everybody's already vested, much like with the Mad Box.
Yeah.
You're at a point where everybody's vested time, money. You know, they love these games because they built communities around them. It's going to be really hard to
And also, you got 1,000 people on here.
You know,
too,
just considering wow, I forgot the name of the series. What's the one they're talking about coming out? Frickin'
Career Eye for the Straight Guy.
That's the one.
Yeah,
They talk a lot about coming out.
Queer Eye for the Straight Eye Battle Royale just would not work. It's not fast paced enough.
pick up clothes.
Well, I mean, you said coming out, and then they come out.
There's a new Dead by Daylight one coming out.
Oh, that looks shit.
And it looks horrible, and that's a Battle Royale-esque game. And
Wait, Dead by Daylight, like the...
Yeah, Dead by Daylight.
They're getting a Battle Royale?
A Battle Royale mode.
Yeah.
That's it's like a 12-person Battle Royale or something. And you have to collect samples, and the last person to have the amount of samples
they get shown on the map.
Shown on the map, and they have to get on a helicopter and fly away. And so everyone charges them, and it's a battle royale concept. But again, I just don't think it can break in, even though Dead by Daylight's super popular. No. It's just the problem is breaking into a market that's already so dominated by 3 games.
I remembered Hunger Games.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like, you know, as battle royales have been evolving, their gameplay and getting into them has just been dropping.
Right.
Since, you know, PUBG, the games last like half an hour, 40 minutes, it was just crawling around, and people got tired of that.
Yep.
So with the Hunger Games, it'd have to be crafting, have to be stealthy.
And you're talking an hour a match, maybe more. That's a time investment too. The beauty of BR games at 100 players is that you die quickly, you're in another game instantly. Yep. Whereas with 1,000 people, it's going to take a while to weed out 1,000 people. I mean, you're talking huge maps, and
I think what they'll do for that is there's going to be 100 different districts. And they'll each start them out with 100 people, and then only 10 get picked. So technically, it's 1,000.
Right, that makes sense. But
I mean, that'd be stupid as shit. But yeah,
what is your time investment in that? That's a big time investment. Though. Like if you're, you know, little Jimmy is going to be playing the game, and mom's going to be like, "It's dinner time. Put your game away," and he's going to be like,
"I can't not fuck off!
Yeah, I just got to the top 100."
What was that? Shooter that came out a while ago, like Mag or something.
Mag.
Like
I was just thinking about Mag. I love Mag.
That game was cool.
I defend Mag.
That was on the PS3, right?
Yeah, and it's so sad. Like you can't play that game.
But I think it's like people got it for the novelty of it.
It was just because there was 100
Hunger
people.
Games for the novelty, but it's not going to last.
How long before their servers only fill to 50 or 100 people?
Yeah.
Here's the important question though, and be honest. This game pops up: Hunger Games 1,000-player battle royale. Would you play it? Would you check it out?
I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
$20 price tag. $20.
It depends on how it looks.
Actually, you know what? I bet you it opens free because they need 1,000 players for these maps. So it's free to play. Would you pop in and check it out?
100%.
I would check it out.
If the gameplay is similar to PUBG, but is just refined and it works and stuff, could you see yourself becoming a member of this community?
Okay, so here's the problem. PUBG, Blackout, and Fortnite have issues at 100 players with latency.
Yep.
1,000 people.
Well, that's what
about
they're
it.
saying. The Spatial OS platform will be able to support that, though.
also-
They need a whole new platform.
Yes, but
Also
I
think about
I can wish in one hand and crap in the other and see which one fills up faster. I know where practicality lies, and they can promise it, but so did PlanetSide. You remember that FPS with an MMO FPS with thousands of players, and the lag on that game was unreal.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult to do. I just don't think it's possible with the current way things are.
And those slight lags may work decently, or like they may pan out for like these current games, but in a Hunger Games style, think of the weapons.
Yep.
Like you're not gonna throw everybody in there with a bunch of machine guns.
There's
Right.
yeah.
There's
Oh
no
my god, I didn't even
guns.
think
There's
about
only
that.
bows and arrows. I mean, the game The Culling. You remember that?
Yeah,
game?
I remember
The game The
Culling.
Culling came out, and it was very Hunger Games-esque. You started out in a cage. You got released with 100 other people, and that game flopped hard.
Yeah.
And the game is identical to how Hunger Games would be, except for a couple of like minor things that made it a little bit more futuristic-y.
Yeah.
But like there was crafting, you would make weapons like spears and stuff like that, and then you'd find like machetes and bow and arrow and like a crossbow, and the latency in that was garbage too.
I don't even remember what killed it, since I remember when it first came out. Like there was a lot of people playing it.
Nobody fixed they didn't fix the latency issues in the first Culling, and then released Culling 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then Culling 2 came out, and then Culling 2 had the same issues.
Yep, and
That was the big
everybody
thing,
was
yeah.
like, okay, we're done.
Yeah,
with
they
it.
fucked
and
off.
it looked the same too.
Yeah.
It didn't look very different.
Actually, didn't it run worse too?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think visually it was slower.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Okay, so I guess none of us believe this is going to happen.
No.
Next one's from whatculture.com. Microsoft reveals Xbox Scarlet early. So they're currently expected to unveil the console in early 2020. For late 2020 release, the writer suggests that they will do it earlier to get a leg up over the competition. I don't think that's going to happen because there hasn't been a long enough time since Xbox One X. Yep. They just asked people, hey, can you give us like $600 for this new console? And then like what, 3 years later, it's okay. And here's our new console. Buy it.
I honestly think they're going to do it.
I think it's
Really?
Go ahead.
They gotta get to market before Sony does, and Sony's been
that's
talking
what they're
about a new
saying.
I was
console
gonna
for a
say
while.
I think it would be a poor marketing decision for them to do that, just because we've seen like what Sony has done with them releasing information about their consoles earlier. People get angry about some BS that they're featuring in it.
Yep.
Sony markets with it essentially.
Oh, that's
And-
true. They are kind of giving them that ammo.
Yeah, so I think like
But I mean, they
if-
learned their lesson from last
maybe if there's
generation.
some like really innovative feature that's going to be on all these next generation
wait for mine.
consoles,
Wait
so
for my
that
prediction.
they seem like they're the first ones.
I have a hunch as to exactly what it is.
I know exactly.
So
what it is.
4D?
it's the game streaming.
Yep.
Streaming.
Yep.
That's what Microsoft has been piloting it. Google's been piloting
Yep.
it with
Google
their
has?
Google Stream. Yeah, I actually
that's
used
right.
it.
The Assassin's
and
Creed.
It works like crap.
No. It works great.
It works awfully for us. Our internet, it would.
Oh,
it
you
would-
tried? You got to-
The quality would be like so blurry you couldn't even read
Really?
the text. And our internet, we have 150 up, 150 down, so it's not slow internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Well, I mean, but
And I ran
working
into the
on
same
it, though.
issue with the Sony thing because I was on Sony's PlayStation Now, which was their streaming service.
Yeah.
And even PS3 games there would be delay input lag, or there would be issues with the visual fidelity.
But we're right there. We're right there. And 1 year from now, I bet you we'll be there. Japan's already there.
Yes, but their infrastructure is 1,000 times better. Than
I agree,
ours.
but like in a year, I mean, technology moves exponentially. Like we're getting
Except
closer.
for
We're right
infrastructure.
there.
And that's our problem. Is there are still a lot of people on DSL and satellite internet. I would say honestly, I'm not even kidding. More than 30% of the U.S. is under DSL and satellite internet because there's no
I
infrastructure
drove through one of those places,
Yeah.
but
and there's
like
no
major
infrastructure.
cities though.
Even between Tampa and Jax, like right outside Gainesville, there's tons of spots with shitty signals.
But the reason that
poor
there was so
internet.
much backlash against Microsoft for saying we're gonna do online only stuff was because of the people, that huge proportion of people. Cities are not just their market. Like they have a lot of people that buy a ton of games via disc.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at caps. I mean, AT&T's internet, they cap you. You only get like a terabyte a month. You can burn through that in like 6 weeks, like a week or two.
Wait, so but you're saying this, but you're still believing that it's going to be cloud gaming?
I think that it will be a big proportion of it. Okay. I don't think it'll be the whole thing.
No, yeah, not the whole thing, but
it will be a big feature of it because they already rumored that they're gonna be releasing an Xbox One X without the disc, which will without the disc
no
device,
drive.
no drive, which will be cheaper, and they're also rumored that. And that's why I'm theorizing they'll get rid of the disk drive, they'll make it internet only, and then they'll have a streaming service for those who can get it. And that's why I don't have a problem with it being there. It's just it didn't work great for me in my experience, and I don't think it's ready for prime time yet. I think we're still a couple years off at least.
A couple?
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see. Okay.
Yeah. That's just thoughts about it.
No.
Because I mean, I work as a server administrator, so like I look at like the way that like Microsoft's Azure works and stuff.
Yeah.
And looking at even like a brand like Mixer, they have a lot of issues with video playback, and they're run completely on Azure. So I mean, to look at that, it's like, how's that going to run a hefty game on the internet for you to play? So
And Mark Mayfield says they'll have to try eventually.
Oh, they'll have to try eventually, But I worry about digital rights too. Like, I only have like a thing that says I own the game in Steam, but at least I can download it when I want and play it when I want. Whereas if my internet's out, if I'm having issues,
I'm sure they're going to offer to be able to download it. It's just
No, I feel like it's not really going to be like, I don't think they're going to get rid of the disc drive or anything, but I do definitely think they're going to try and make that like one of the major selling points of the console.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the next one is the next Zelda game is announced. So we're pretty sure they're making it. Earlier this year, Nintendo Japan posted job ads for an upcoming 3D Zelda game. Breath of the Wild was extremely successful, and we know there's going to be another one, absolutely, and most likely for the Switch. I think this is way too soon for that, though. I think they're gonna, if they're making a sequel to Breath of the Wild, or they're just making the next Zelda game.
I don't even think it'll be open world. I think they'll go completely different.
Yeah,
they do that
What?
every time. Every other Zelda game is totally different from each other. Look at like Spirit Tracks and stuff like that. Like, they're not open world.
But this is like the first 10 Zelda game in a while.
You know what I'd like? Just a Wind Waker.
Wind Waker was so different.
But it wasn't
from
a 10.
Ocarina of Time.
It wasn't a 10 though. They released a 10, a giant seller. You know, one that had over 100% attach ratio for the Switch when it came out. How do they not do the same thing again?
It's Nintendo.
Oh shit, you're right.
They don't give a crap.
God damn it.
They don't care, dude. They don't care. Like Mario Odyssey was a huge hit, and it was totally different from Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy. Like that's what they do. They get in a boardroom, they all toke up or something, and then they're just like,
fuck you, Mario, and fuck you, Zelda.
What if there was gliders and climbing in Zelda?
No.
And they're
wait.
brilliant.
Wait, you know what we do? Put a fucking motorcycle in there.
And then they look at each other and they'll go, holy shit.
Holy shit. Yes. Motorcycle.
Very good.
Very good. Arigatou gozaimasu.
And I only say that with the most respect for the Japanese culture. I love you, Japan.
Obviously, we love you.
But very good. Very good.
That's a very good impression.
Oh, thank you. I try. I work on it a lot.
So,
I watch a lot of anime.
I was just going to say, you go at home, you stand in front of the mirror, and you do racist caricatures.
I listen to All Might on
there we
My
go.
Hero Boku no Hero Academia, and then he's like, oh my goodness, like that sort of stuff.
Right, there we go.
Like, he's so over the top.
It's not racist if you're.
I'm emulating.
You're emulating.
I mean, no disrespect.
Yeah, same with my British impression.
No, they're white. You can be racist to them.
Oh, okay, cool. The next one's an easy prediction. A new Nintendo Switch model is revealed. So first of all, we've had plenty of reports this year that Nintendo is working on a new model for the Switch.
It'll be called the Switch U or the Switch I. They came out with the 3DS and the new 3DS.
Yeah, but I mean, it'll be something stupid. It's not gonna be.
Switch.
It's not gonna be Switch U.
Switch XL.
It'll be like Switch XL or Switch, 0.5 or something.
I can't imagine a bigger screen than that. That's already pretty big.
It's true.
Yeah,
but
for carrying around.
This is a Nintendo ass
900 resolution. Or 900p is
That's what I'd want is
to,
them to push it past the 900p.
That's not going to happen because that's going to make it more expensive. I don't think that they really have the ability to do that. I think it's just going to be like the 2DS and the 2DS XL. Like, I mean, look at what they did with the DS. It's all the different iterations, and I imagine they're going to do the same thing with the Switch. Just little tiny changes. This one runs a little bit faster. Or one of the hypothesis is that they're going to have the Joy-Cons permanently attached to the console, and it's not going to have a dock. So it's just going to be like a giant Vita, and it's going to be cheaper. And it's going to be cheaper though.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy into that because I have to have it docked, otherwise I can't stream it. So,
but it's cheaper. So would you get it if it was cheaper?
Well, it depends on if the same games will run. If it'll play, all the games, then I'm not buying a new hardware. I don't need it.
I don't think I would buy it just for the sake of the games are developed with. They have certain like play styles, like either dock or undock, in mind when they make them.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
So I feel like being locked to just that one wouldn't be.
Well, because having the Joy-Cons off and having the things sitting there, they actually have play styles for that too. Yeah. So having the Joy-Cons permanently attached would be weird. It would kind of defeat a lot of the games.
Plus, designs. Local co-op, pretty much.
Yep. Because that would like games like Mario Kart where you have the split screen.
And that kind of defeats the purpose. So yeah, I guess that's
a good game.
I guess that hypothesis is really dumb.
That's a great game. That's awesome.
Jinx.
Or the 1-2 Switch as well.
That's all right.
Yeah. So okay, well. But I still see them doing something. I mean, they're making a new Switch.
I agree. That's already something will come out. Yeah, I agree with that.
It's Nintendo. It's gonna be something that baffles everybody.
Yes. Yeah. Which the Switch was like when they first announced it. I was like, "There's no way that's gonna work." Yeah. And I'm like, "This is brilliant." Yeah. But the Wii U, I was like, "This is idiotic." Having it, and because that's the problem with the Wii U is the thing is fixed.
Yeah.
That's why the Switch works so well, in my opinion. Is having you pretty much have a portable TV right there
100%
to play with. So.
All right, so the next one is kind of sad. E3 2019 is the worst in years.
Yeah, didn't someone say they're not going?
Sony's not going.
I think the opposite. I think Microsoft is going to kill it. I think they're going to announce a console, and because Sony's not even doing their convention.
Oh, they're not.
They canceled both.
They canceled PSX again.
Mm-hmm. Next year, PSX is canceled, is what they said.
Well, next year, like 2019.
Yep, that's what I heard. Year. It's canceled.
This year.
Damn. Yeah, I'm sorry. This year. 2019 is
2019 PSX is canceled.
So they're not having any major press conferences in 2019, which tells me that they are holding off, and I think Microsoft is going to take advantage of it and going to be like, look at us. We're huge and we're loving it. We're doing cross-platform play. We're doing, you buy the game once on the Microsoft Store, you got it on Windows 10 as well. Most of the like Minecraft will work. You can play with your friends on Switch and on PS4 and all this stuff. And just like they're gonna kill it. And them and Nintendo, because Nintendo usually doesn't have a big presence there. Yeah, they usually do their tree houses or whatever. Their Nintendo Directs. Yeah, the Directs. They used to call them the tree houses or something like that. But
I think isn't it Treehouse Direct or something? No, Treehouse is an E3 thing.
Oh, isn't it? Oh yeah, that is. That's their booth.
Yeah, the Treehouse. Yeah.
But that said, I think Microsoft's gonna kill it.
Oh, I agree that
I'm gonna be there. I'm going this year.
Yeah,
hell I have to.
And another
it's on my
it's on my
bucket list to go to E3. And
you haven't been to one?
I've never been.
I don't know why I made that face. I haven't either.
Yeah, I really want to.
You haven't been. You got that big dick. You've been there. The big ass balls.
I want to go so bad. So I'm going to E3 this year, and I honestly think it's gonna knock it out of the park.
Nice. Okay, so. And I wrote here, it's possible Sony's not going to be there, so it's at least 1/3 less exciting. I mean, maybe at least because yes, Xbox.
Unless the Mad Box is there, then it could be. Maybe the Mad Box will make their appearance there. Yeah, and be like, look, Sony's not here, but we are.
They can use the Sony space to have a museum of dead consoles.
Just have Mad Boxes at the end. 2021 question mark? Yes. Have the Mad Box there. That would be so funny. Oh my god.
So Mark Mayfield says they will announce Microsoft Access for the Xbox. I don't know what that is.
Microsoft Access is their streaming thing.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so the next thing, an even easier prediction. This one I think is obvious. Shenmue 3 is a colossal disappointment.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's Half-Life 3. You can't
make it.
It's too late.
Can't make it.
You're too late. It's going to be a disappointment because people have nostalgia goggles when they think of Shenmue, and Honestly, Shenmue's not that great of a game. Now, in retrospect.
In retrospect, so that's the thing. It's like GoldenEye. It's like GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Like GoldenEye was amazing when it came out, but it's not good now.
You play GoldenEye Source nowadays,
It's garbage.
If you want Shenmue 3, fucking play Persona 5.
Yep. Agreed. 100%.
Cyberpunk 2077 wins Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think that's going to be. I think that's going to be. All award shows are hype. I mean, look at what happened at the Game Awards with Red Dead Redemption 2. They won like 50 awards, and they won like voice acting over freaking Kratos. I was like,
that
no
was
way.
Bullshit.
I'm like,
that
no
was
way. It's
bullshit.
all based off of hype. I'm glad God of War got Game of the Year because it is a
But Fortnite should have gotten all of those awards.
Well, they should have.
It's a joke.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say. Like,
I think Fortnite, honestly, like them getting the best they got like
This
best
is
continuing
obvious.
game year. I was like
PC game of the year or something like that.
No, but it is. Like you can't dispute the fact that it isn't because it is the biggest game of all time.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's like
Minecraft's still bigger. Minecraft has more monthly concurrent players than currently than Fortnite does.
That's insane.
And that comes from a Microsoft.
Well, I mean, there are 8-year-olds. There are 8-year-olds, new 8-year-olds every year.
Yep.
So
that's true. And Minecraft will always appeal to the children. Fortnite may not always do that. So.
Next thing is
I agree.
I don't like this one. I'm just gonna say it real quick. Xbox Game Pass gets third-party day one releases. I don't think so.
No. I don't think that'll happen because that's a money loss for the developer.
They have to pay huge amounts.
It's
of money
a money maker for Microsoft to do it with their stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're getting people to sign up for Game Pass and pay monthly. For third party, they're not getting anything out of it.
Dreams is a commercial flop.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. What is Dreams?
Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Okay, so it's Sony's like big thing that is coming out like fairly soon. Where see, that's the thing, and I wrote it here. How do you describe Dreams?
Nice.
Okay, so
I've never even heard of it.
it's a creator studio where you create art in many different forms. So you can make
art games never do well.
But it's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. It's really, really cool.
But conceptually, it's cool, and people will play it, and then
they'll
go,
see they're bad at it.
Yep, and then they'll be like, "Oh, this is a novelty," and then they'll move on. It's the Kinect. The Kinect did the same thing. People bought the Kinect and were like, "Oh, this is great. This is so cool," and then it died. So
yeah, but I mean, you can make games in this too. It's hard to describe.
So it's,
I don't know how to describe it.
Then that'll only appeal to very creative.
RPG Maker on.
It's RPG Maker. It's platform
PS4.
maker with art and movies. You can make movies, and it's weird.
Yeah, I think that will only appeal to a very niche audience.
Probably.
Really.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to our personal predictions. Man, this is a really long episode. Let's move on to personal predictions. Game streaming. The big trend this year is going to be game streaming. Services will start to surface that may not be the most impressive in the world, but they are competent and cost effective.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt we'll see a lot of game streaming this year.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it.
I also believe Google will announce that anyone with an EA Premier account will be able to stream games through their Chromecast or any other compatible device. On top of that, I think Nintendo will test streaming in the States like they did in Japan. Finally, I think Netflix will start to do more than just dip their toes in gaming. They recently acquired Activision Blizzard CFO Spencer Newman, so I think they're moving in that direction. They've got Minecraft story mode on there. They've got, I think they had something else on there. Oh, they got that Bandersnatch thing.
Yeah.
They want to go into gaming. I think the big thing is streaming, and I know you're on my side.
I don't know. I think more so acquiring him as a CEO was just because, like, he has a crap ton of experience, and like he was already like caught looking for jobs before he was outed, essentially. So I think he just knew his time was up there. So he was.
But why acquire him of all people?
That's a good point. That's a really good question.
I don't know. I think it might just be because he has a
big dick.
Good look. Yep. He has a
big floppy dick.
Big dick.
He's been to Japan many times.
So sorry, you were gonna say something?
So if I may give one of my own predictions.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think WoW Classic will revitalize the World of Warcraft languishing subscriptions.
Damn.
I really do. They are at. Rumor has it they're at less than 2 million subscribers, which is the lowest it's ever been.
I stopped playing because of.
And I will be playing Classic like nobody's business.
Here's the thing, though.
Go ahead.
Well, real quick. Here's the thing: is that the reason why Okay, so the reason why we moved on from classic is not just the map, it's not just the nostalgia of that. It is now easier to level up. It's easier to get your mount. It's easier to
the
do a
game's
lot of
shit
things.
now.
I mean, I haven't played it, but like,
That's the problem.
Did you play Classic?
I've played every WoW expansion
So
except for the latest.
I started, in what's the last expansion?
Before Battle. Oh, Legion.
Yeah, Legion. Started in Legion. Had a pretty decent time, but then just caught up. The grind just caught up because
and it's
the grind is awful.
It's simple too. Like
Yeah.
you don't get any choices with your character.
You just get
moves.
lucky.
Yep.
Which means that people just look at your number and be like, "Oh, he's good enough to be in our raid."
Yep.
Or not. So you just for me, it was doing progression stuff.
Yep.
I just immediately just started pushing the raids when they were coming out, just trying to do hardest as possible.
Yep.
Because that's what I find fun. But just the slow release of that stuff, and then also my friends not being lucky and having
Right.
big numbers, meaning they don't get accepted.
Yeah.
And then I didn't play WoW in Classic, so I'll probably give it a try, but we'll see.
They say that if you have a WoW subscription, an active one, you'll get WoW Classic. So that alone will bring a lot of people back to the game. That said, I watched a ton of YouTubers play this game, play WoW Classic when they did the demo during BlizzCon. And most of them were players of modern content. They only played the new stuff. They did all WoW-related content on their channels. And they said they loved it more than the modern stuff because at level 15, which you started at, you had more abilities, you had more talents, you had more choices.
Yeah,
it was
you
more
had the talent
challenging.
trees.
Doing leveling, the guy was like, I played for 2 hours. I died probably 8 times just leveling.
Yeah.
And he's like, I never died once leveling in modern
I
stuff.
think it'll be a better game than current WoW, but I'm not sure if it will be enough to save it.
That's fair. That's a fair observation. I hope it does. I mean, knowing Blizzard, they'll keep it on live support forever, but because they still support Diablo 1 and stuff like that, so they still have servers for that. So I think it will help for at least it'll be a band-aid for at least 6 months. I think it'll bump them back up to 4 or 5 million.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
But I hope that they see it and they do the EverQuest model where it's they release a server on vanilla and then they do all the patching over a couple years up to the last patch, and then they take that server, freeze it in time, and then let you copy your character up to a Burning Crusade server and start from Burning Crusade and move your way up.
I've talked about with a couple of my friends before about how I'd like that to happen.
It's called progression.
Yeah.
They call them progression servers, and that would be dope. That's
if that happens, then
I'm sold if they do that. I'll play that until the end of time because then you can always go back and play vanilla again if you want, and you're never bored.
All right, that sounds badass. So you know what? I agree with you now.
That's what I'm hoping.
If they do
I'm hoping
that.
they make good decisions. Blizzard don't let us down.
Convincing ass big dick. All right, Schuyler, you got a prediction for us?
Ooh.
It's okay if you don't.
No.
We can come back to you. I've got many.
All right. I mean, the main one I had was just talking about the release of Risk of Rain 2, which looks pretty.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Risk of Rain is isn't that a kind of story driven? No, I'm thinking of a different one.
So it's a roguelike. It's
okay. That's a different game I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
it's my bad.
But so it was 2D. This third one or the second one, they're doing it 3D now. So they've just been having to scrap a lot of mechanics, redo everything, classes, monsters, things like that, and it looks interesting. Very basic, but. I don't know. I'm not sure if it will hold up.
So what's your prediction?
Oh, just that it's going to release and then just be a drop in the water.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't know. So it's I don't have any big industry. I think Diablo 4 is going to be announced.
Yeah. I think it will be at BlizzCon 2019.
Okay, yeah.
I 100% think that's going to be announced.
Do you think it's going to be the third-person Souls-like game that people were saying is a possibility of?
God no, they won't change the formula.
They were thinking about it. They're playing with the idea.
They can't afford to.
People that are working on the game have been reportedly saying that they're still trying to decide whether or not they want to go third person.
If they change the formula, they will lose a lot of their fan base.
So it depends on if.
Hey, you have consoles, right?
Because look at Warcraft. Warcraft 1, 2, and 3 were all brand new, but then they made a new IP called World of Warcraft that is based off of it, but is completely different. So if they do something like Diablo Immortal, like they're planning on doing, which is totally different and it's in the universe.
Yeah.
That might work. But if they do Diablo 4 as a roguelike or as a Souls-like, they're going to lose a ton of people, me included. I won't pick it up.
I mean, I think it could work, assuming it keeps like, the core, and then it just changes the gameplay loop, and then just you still have skills, all that shit. It's just like a shift in perspective, and then a shift of like more character control now.
That would be interesting, yeah.
So
rather than the top-down isometric kind of view. Yeah. Which
So-
that would be welcome. I mean, a change in view is not a Souls-like. Like
No,
Souls-like
It
has
needs to keep
complete
its.
paradigm
It needs to
change.
keep
but-
its soul. Like it needs
Yes.
to keep its what it made it.
But
makes it great.
people call everything a Souls-like. So.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, Diablo has been a grindy hack and slash,
So we'll see.
forward mode type thing. Yes, I'm very excited to see. So
I just realized I didn't realize I wrote this down. My other prediction is I think Microsoft is going to blow us away this year at E3 with all the Well, I mean,
Called it.
but I add
I
on
predicted that
with,
you were going to predict that.
with all the exclusives that they have on the horizon that are being developed by all the studios they acquired.
Yep.
So I think at the same conference we get a tease of what Scarlett's going to be, not necessarily a reveal, but a tease like we have a project we're working on that'll allow you to play games anywhere you go. But we're going to see like a whole bunch of like little teases also for the games from these studios like Obsidian and stuff. I think they're going to like try to promise us the next great RPG.
I think EA will kill it at E3 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have all the new Star Wars IPs they're going to announce that
Sadly.
they've been working on.
You think we're going to finally see Avengers? The Avengers game, the secret Avengers game that they've been working on? Not EA,
Maybe.
but like
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
I forgot who's working
I'd be
on
excited to see that.
Cool.
Yeah, I hear that would be. The rumors I've heard, it sounds really interesting, but
Yeah.
it's all rumors. So
The history or like the past of superhero games has been marred by so many bad titles.
though, Ultimate Alliance, the new one. Ultimate
Yes!
Alliance is one of the only good
So
superhero
excited.
games that I've played. I love
So
Ultimate
excited for
Alliance. I loved
What's
it.
it on?
So, it's going to be on the
Switch.
Gonna be on everything. Yeah, Switch.
Okay.
I think they're going to probably release it on the other consoles too.
Lauren Brown says, I predict Microsoft will cancel most of those games.
I honestly
Hashtag
don't think so
Scalebound.
because Microsoft has done really well with their new head of gaming and stuff like that. The heads of those studios are really good, and they bought them and said, "Have at."
Yeah.
And I think honestly, this time
They gave
need
them
it.
the Hideo
because
Kojima
with
treatment.
Phil Spencer at the top of Xbox and everything, like he has revolutionized Xbox.
I mean, he was also responsible with the Scalebound and Fable and all that. So,
Right.
like, I mean,
Yeah.
he's not, immaculate.
No, but nobody is. But he's done much better.
He's done fantastic.
And Microsoft as a whole has done a lot better in the last 4 years. I mean, they've been killing it lately.
All right, we got to keep it moving. Okay. So this is the weirdest thing that's happened. I didn't post this online. I didn't text this to anybody. You know how like Facebook can pick up on like text
Your mind.
or like emails you send or things you post, and then it sends you an ad. I wrote this down on my computer and I printed it, and then that was it. And then all of a sudden I get an ad for this. Apparently this is already a thing that somebody's trying to develop. I skipped one, but we're gonna just jump to this. I think someone's gonna figure out a better way to walk around in VR. Currently, there's
they have,
the
like,
Omni.
Yeah.
They have the Omni, which is a little thing where you walk on a little bit of an incline and your shoes slide down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is that the one that it's
shoes.
just the circle and then
Yeah.
there's like the harness around you?
It's weird and it doesn't work that great. I think somebody's going to figure out a way to make it work in a smaller space and make it cost effective so your average gamer can pick one up. And then I look online and there's a Kickstarter right now for somebody that figured out if you put a band around each leg and then you just walk in place like that or run in place, it can pick up on the motions of that and then integrate it into the
Yeah, because right now they use the hand thing and you go like this to move some of the games and you look so dumb. You're just like.
Works decently though.
But yeah, so maybe that might be the thing that's coming out. And also, I'm going to throw this one in there. I think 2019 will be a great year for PSVR. Sony's getting rid of PlayStation 3 and Vita games on PlayStation Plus, and I think they're going to replace that with VR games.
They're already killing it with VR, so
Yeah.
I think that they'll continue to. Because luckily VR is at the point where it's finally starting to like gain some real stabilized traction. So
Yeah.
VR
I think we'll
producers in
see.
general.
I think we'll see a new Oculus Rift. I think we'll see the
But we got the
announcement
Quest.
of the next.
Got the Quest coming out.
Yeah, but
There we go, the one that will be able to fully support the Mad Box.
There you go. 180 frames a second, baby.
2019 is my year. God damn it. This is gonna be great.
Yeah. So I think VR will be even bigger this year. I'm loving VR. So.
And then my last prediction, at some point this year, Sony announces Horizon Zero Dawn 2, and it will come out in 2020 for the PS4 and the PS5, cross-platform, cross-generation.
It's really successful, so
I just
don't see why they wouldn't know.
They're going to,
because they canceled all their press conferences.
Oh shit, that's right. Okay, well that one's
maybe they'll
definitely not
hold
going to
off.
happen.
Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
try to be like Rockstar.
They just do the press conferences to build the hype, and if you do it like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they're taking a completely different tack. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Any more predictions? It's okay if you don't, because we're running low on time.
No.
Okay. All right, we're also going to skip video game recommendations. Actually, let's do a very quick video game recommendations. If you haven't played it already, I've been playing Bastion. I think it's fantastic. Pick up Bastion if you haven't played it. It's a good game. You got a recommendation for a game?
Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah!
Amazing games. If you like Pokemon Go and you've never gotten to a Pokemon game, this is the place to start. Get it on your Switch. It's worth every dime. And get the Pokeball controller too, because it's well worth it.
I've been playing. I beat Pikachu, and then I wanted to play it. I beat that little fucker. Pika Pete, bitch. I loved it so much that I got Eevee on my special Switch, which I'll explain later. And
It's a special Switch.
I have a special Switch. It's a very special Switch.
Right.
He's rubbing it. Oh, you're a naughty
It's got
Switch.
Anime Titty Cafe 3 on it.
The thumbsticks are actually boobies.
It's a very special Switch. So I beat it. I beat Pikachu, and now I'm just going through Eevee because
Why not, right?
I just want to play it again. I want to play it
I
again.
know a
so
couple
bad.
people who are farming all the shinies.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, full Pokedex of all the shinies.
It's just so
wish I
fun.
had a Switch for it.
I cannot wait for this year, for the freaking
Whatever
Pokemon game.
that's a prediction. They're gonna announce
Game Shark's talking about developing Pokemon game explicitly for the Switch.
No, they already announced it. They announced it
All
last
the
year.
Pokemon games are going to come out only on Switch.
Oh, is that what they announced?
Sony's probably done with the 3DS. They're gonna keep games coming out for it, but I don't think we'll see any more 3DSs.
Here's what I want. I'm not saying it's a prediction, but here's what I want. God damn it, it is time. Enough time has passed. We have the technology. We can do it. I want to hear actual Pokemon voices. No more of this 8-bit shit.
Yeah.
Like, it is fucking time. It is not that hard to record, the voices
There's
and put
like
it on the
10
thing.
million
Yeah,
Pokemon.
there's 10 million, but you know what? There's 10 million lines of dialogue in The Witcher. Like,
fair.
fucking get it done. Put it on there.
It's
do
a
it.
single thing where they
God
just
damn
say
it.
and they all say their name pretty much.
Yeah,
except for
that's
very
it.
specific
Didn't
ones.
they, for Detective Pikachu, either of you played that?
Yeah.
Didn't they have the Pokemon actually saying their names?
I don't know. I just know that Pikachu spoke like.
Yeah, I know
Danny
he
DeVito.
spoke regular language.
Yes, he
but
spoke regular
I've-
language. It's pretty funny.
I haven't seen much of it other than like a little bit of gameplay, and I think the Pokemon would have actually said
I
their
didn't
names.
play a lot of it, so
All right,
I
so
do own it though.
do you have a
Yes.
recommendation?
Old school RuneScape.
Oh, wow.
It's coming back, baby.
Okay, and
It's not like me with WoW Classic. It's coming back and it's gonna revive everything. It's gonna fix all the problems in gaming.
And with that, we move on to video game 20 questions. This is where I picked a random
God,
video
not me this
game.
time.
So I picked a random video game, and these two knuckleheads are going to have... How do I turn that off? There it is. These two knuckleheads are going to
No
have
chat for me.
20 yes or no questions to figure out the name of the game.
Embarrassed myself.
Start. Now, you know some of the good questions to ask.
Yeah.
So if you want to help out.
Is it?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Can I ask a preliminary question? Can this cover any game?
So I'm very generous with this, like I was with the Mad Box. I'm very generous with 20 questions in that I don't do stupidly obscure games.
Ask if it's
In
a
fact,
console game.
I
first.
do pretty popular games. Like it's every game is one that even casual gamers most likely
Yeah,
have
it was
heard
fucking
of.
Mario Kart last time, and then I just forgot about its existence entirely.
Gotcha.
For Mario Kart 64, so I
That's
just
right.
like
I
a
forgot I did
jackass.
that. I forgot I
So
did that
hopefully
one.
we do better this time around.
So narrowing down date, console exclusivity, all that stuff, that's usually helpful.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we can both do it.
Yeah, so,
And there's no turn thing.
is
It's
it
just
on,
whatever you want.
is it on console?
Oh, that's what I was going to say. After 10 questions, you in chat can leave a question that you think will help them. And if I think it'll help, I'll look at that and I'll throw it out there into the ether.
Yeah, did it originally come out on console?
Yes.
Alright, so did it come out before Xbox?
Yes.
Let's see.
Is it a multiplayer game?
That's a good one.
No. I don't believe so. It might be. I'm not going to count this. I'm pretty sure it's not.
Okay.
It's not known for its multiplayer.
Okay.
Not known for its multiplayer.
Is it Japanese?
Yes. Just keep hitting that microphone.
Is it Nintendo?
Yes.
Did it come out on the Super Nintendo?
Yes.
Ooh.
Now, here's the thing. The record is 6. So, what I'm going to offer you guys is if you guess the game right now, normally I have it to where, like, you know, I discourage guessing the game because, you know, then you're just going through the games. I'm going to recommend you.
Free guess?
Yeah, it's not going to be free. It's going to count as a question.
Okay.
But it won't be an automatic disqualification. So I recommend, because you will beat the record at 5 if you can guess the game.
May I?
Yes, go.
Is it Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past?
No.
Oh man.
Oh.
I mean, you had nothing to go off
I know.
of.
It was an SNES game, and it's Japanese. So,
Is it? Oh wait, no.
Well, yeah, don't just guess games.
No, I wasn't going to.
Is it developed by Nintendo?
Yes.
So that narrows it down to like 4 things.
Yeah. So should we just go with the big series? Is it Mario? Is it just all those?
Yeah, well, we know it's not Zelda because I think
that the only one?
I think that's the only one that came out on the SNES.
Is there a Mario game?
Yes. Now,
I don't remember which ones came out.
I was gonna say it's a Mario game. Like, it takes place in the Mario universe.
Yes,
like, you know, and I'm not trying to. I'm just.
Yes. You're clarifying. That's fine.
So, Mario Bros. 2, was that on the?
I'm trying to think which ones were out on the SNES.
Yeah,
because there were
right.
like 4, I think, I want to say, or maybe 3. Is it one of the Mario platformer titles?
Yes. Good
Okay.
question.
That narrows it down. So it's not like
Mario
card
Paint.
or tennis or paint or any of that stuff. Because they had a lot of obscure games.
Mario teaches typing.
Is it one of the Super Mario World games?
Yes.
There you go. Finish it off.
Well, you don't know which one.
I think there were 3.
It's okay. We got questions left.
Is it Super Mario World?
Well, so if you. Yeah, I'm just going to give it. Yes, it is.
Okay.
But typically, it's a lot easier just to narrow down and be like, is it the first in a series? Is it the second in a series?
Okay.
Because just guessing the game right away,
Okay, I
kind of
gotcha.
like. Because that's the thing. You could be like, is it Super Mario World? No. Is it Super Mario World 2? No. Is it Super. And I don't think
Okay.
there was a third. But yeah.
I think there was a. No, there wasn't. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think it
Well,
was
so
only
it was Super Mario World. And I totally forgot I did Mario Kart. And you said that, I'm like, fuck, dude. Damn it. Okay, well, we already did this. Okay, cool.
Hooray, we did it.
So,
Good job, us.
Teamwork.
Super Mario World,
Thank God you remember
1991,
those games.
SNES exclusive side-scrolling platform. You play as No, you don't play as. Yes, you play as.
Yoshi.
You don't play as Yoshi. He's just in there.
you-
Oh, that's what I put.
Right
Yoshi's World was the sequel / prequel to that. So that would have been Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island.
Yes.
Not Yoshi's World. So if you asked if it's the sequel, I would have. I mean, it's kind of tricky. Like, what do you call that the sequel? Because it's
You're a
Super Mario World
different
2.
character.
Yeah.
It's 2, but it's also the prequel. So I didn't
Should have
really
asked if
know.
you play as Yoshi.
There you go. Actually, that's Mark Mayfield says he's the main protagonist, Yoshi. So that'd be Yoshi's Island.
Almost.
Y'all, we did it.
Good job.
did
Did it, and we kept it under 2 hours. Good. So that does it for us, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You can watch if you want. Cool. You could listen to new episodes. Let's start that again. You can watch every Sunday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on youtube.com/DownrideFierceGaming, facebook.com/DownrideFierceGaming, or twitch.tv/DRFPodcast. New episodes air every Monday on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, and Stitcher, and sometimes just late on Sundays because I do that. You can subscribe on youtube.com/DownrideFierceGaming. I already covered that. I don't know why I still have that on there like that. Merchandise, buy a t-shirt or a poster at teespring.com/downrightfierce.
It may say anything. We don't know.
We have no idea. Just fucking buy it, dick.
Buy the thing.
Or just give us your goddamn money on patreon.com/downrightfierce. And if you do, then you get all of the exclusive content 1 week early. Like possibly Tim in PT, or maybe me in PT VR, or something like that. You get it 1 week earlier than everybody else. Also gets you thanked at the end of the episode. So we want to thank Mark Mayfield. Thank you very much, Mark Mayfield. We want to thank Tristan Haynes. Gracias, Tristan Haynes. We want to thank Brian Altano, Damon Hatfield, and MC Lars for letting us use their music. We also want to thank our executive producers, Carolina Jarvis, Brian Kizmetsky, and Andrew Kirkendall. And I want to thank our co-hosts for tonight. That it's been so shitty doing it by myself, and the conversations we've had have been fantastic. No pressure or anything to come back, but if you had fun, I hope you guys do, and I'm sure everybody enjoyed having you guys on.
I'd love to make the occasional hour trip up here to do it.
Yeah, thanks
Hell
for
yeah.
having us. Hey, 40 minutes for me.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
I live here.
I know
It's
where
pretty
you
easy
live
for me.
now.
Oh God. That
All right,
big dick is gonna come in the night.
Let's dox him.
Oh God! Oh, what did I just say? And with that, we're gonna end like we always do with a music video. This one is from MC Lars. It is the Pokemon Go rap. It's MC Lars featuring Spose.
Damn.
So here we go. Enjoy.
Get the Pokemon.
Pokemon, Pokemon Go, Pokemon, Pokemon Go, Pokemon, Pokemon Go, 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 Pokemon, Pokemon Go, Pokemon, Pokemon Go, Pokemon, Pokemon Go, 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 go. Pokemon Go can't stop when I see him. Got kicked at the Holocaust Museum, searching for that Squirtle and that Pikachu. But now I haven't had a bath in a week or two. Money on the subway, epic fail. Someone on the tracks down by the third rail. Hugging on my data through AT&T. Phone bill last week was at least 7 G's. Found a dead body in the stream by my house. Another homie looking for a Pokemon who drowned. Escape to the past, I'm a 90s kid. iPhone to my face like a giant squid. Grandma's funeral, staring at the screen. Someone in the casket heard my mom scream. Gotta catch 'em all, won't stop till I'm done. I play it when I drive cause it's so much fun. Pokemon, Pokemon Go, Pokemon, Pokemon Go, Pokemon, Pokemon Go, 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 Pokemon, Pokemon, Pokemon Go, Pokemon, Pokemon Go, Pokemon, Pokemon Go, 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 go.
I got fired from my job, I was busy hunting Pokemon. Walked into a tree, now I got a broken arm. I was on my way to march against what the police will do, but then I got distracted, I was looking for a Pikachu. Got a call from my sister, said my mom died. Told her I'd have to call her back, cause I'm trying to get up to level 5. I'll be walking, heat or snow or lightning in the forecast. I'll be swimming through a flood if I could get a Snorlax. Pokemon alerts got me jumping out of bed now. Man, I lost my dog, but I also lost 10 pounds. Pokemon, Pokemon Go. Will I catch them all, man? I just don't know. But I missed my wedding. I was out here getting rare Pokemon behind the convenience store. A Pokestop was a restaurant, and it's on fire and there's smoke involved. But I stayed inside and I died because I need to get more Pokeballs. I'm Pokemon and while driving, it's okay, I got insurance. I just ran to a tourist, caught a Pokemon while he was dying. I don't eat, don't sleep, and my phone goes beep. Saw an old lady getting mugged. I was about to help, but these Pokemon across the street ain't gonna catch themselves.
Pokemon, Pokemon Go, Pokemon, Pokemon Go, Pokemon, Pokemon Go, 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 Pokemon, Pokemon Go, Pokemon, Pokemon Go, Pokemon, Pokemon Go, 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 go. Global warming destroying the planet. Who cares, bro? Pokemon Go.
Little kids homeless, starving and famished.
Who cares, bro? Pokemon Go. Donald Trump might actually be the president. Who cares, bro? Pokemon Go.
They kill black dudes, there's video evidence.
Who cares, bro? Pokemon Go. The government is reading all of your texts and emails. Who cares, bro? Pokemon Go.
In Afghanistan, there's no school for females.
Who cares, bro? Pokemon Go. You can buy an AR-15 on the internet. Who cares, bro? Pokemon Go.
They tricked everybody under 40 into debt.
Who cares, bro? Pokemon Go.
Go, 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 go. Can we stop making this song now? I'm trying to get some fucking Pokemon.
Why don't they go out and play some games, run around, play tennis, go swimming, go for a hike, get a job?
Misanthrope.